Why would I step away from Instagram when I have over 100,000 followers and I've built a multiple seven-figure business off of Instagram being one of my main ways that I create awareness and educate and connect with potential clients? Well, today, I'm going to share with you why I have decided to step away from Instagram and will be here on YouTube. So as of recording this, I have gotten on YouTube just a few weeks ago. And by the way, I'm loving it. Thanks for being here and hanging out. If you have not yet subscribed, be sure to do so. I share a lot of incredible business advice and tips and tangible tools, along with some really just honest, convicting, off-the-cuff riffs to inspire you. And so today, I want to answer the questions that have been coming through from my Instagram audience and via emails before I popped off and gave a little bit of a heads up that I was going to be stepping away. And I'm going to be answering it just honestly from my heart and also some business reasons as well. And so I pray that this inspires you. I pray that maybe if you have been wrestling with Instagram, YouTube, figuring out where you want to be, that this gives you maybe permission that what you've been feeling, there's an option to make a change or to make a shift. And this video is not knocking Instagram whatsoever. I have so many incredible clients that are crushing it on Instagram and thriving and loving it, and clients who also made the shift from Instagram to YouTube. So I have both. So this is not a knock on Instagram. I will be back on it in the future, but it's going to be quite a while until I get back on that. I've got my notes up that I'm going to be kind of going back and forth on because I'm going to be doing another video on how I was able to do this. So the business, tangible, tactical side, just in case you want to make the shift from Instagram to YouTube, as did I, and kind of give you that pull back of the curtain sort of situation and share. So I'm going to be looking at my notes here back and forth to make sure that I get this all across really clearly. This has been a highly requested video, so I want to make sure to do it justice. Okay, let me give you context on when this came about. I was sitting in my prayer room on my couch and just having one of those mornings where I'm like, God, what do you want me to do? This time, it was like, God, there's something that I'm not hearing you, or I've heard you and I'm not being obedient on. So just tell me, what is that thing? And so I'm sitting there and just kind of thinking about different areas of my business and kind of what's lighting me up, what isn't. I love to do a check like that. And I'm thinking about Instagram and just thinking, I am so uninspired by Instagram as a whole lately. I've got really good boundaries with Instagram. And so I was like, I'm not burnt out by Instagram. I'm not like I can create content for days. But for me to feel uninspired by something that I've been doing for 12 years, y'all, there's moments where I've been off Instagram for vacation for a couple days, but I've never been fully off for more than a week, let alone deleted my app. So I've completely deleted my app. And so I'm sitting there thinking, okay, Instagram. Oh my God, I am not inspired by the work I'm doing on Instagram. And like, is there something there that I'm missing? Is there something that I have been missing a memo? You never heard those moments where you're thinking, God, did I miss a memo? Did you send me an email that went to spam? That's what I'm having. And so as I'm wrestling with this and thinking about this and praying on this, I hear Holy Spirit lovingly nudge me and remind me of something that I was convicted on 2 years ago, get on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I will after my event. After my event, I will. Well, then my event happened. Didn't get on YouTube. Kind of just continued on with my business. Time goes by. And I remember him saying, you getting on YouTube? Yeah. After my event, the second one. It's funny now. I know you get it. So my event comes. And now this moment I'm having, this reflection moment, is months after my event. And so I'm kind of having this moment of, oh, okay, YouTube, I hear you. I have not been obedient with that. And I try my darndest to be obedient. And there's a few things that I tend to self-sabotage on. Not anymore. And this had been one of them. That was that moment. and I hear, you're going to take an Instagram sabbatical after your launch. What? I've never even heard of an Instagram sabbatical, let alone thought about that. And it was just this moment of peace. I didn't go against it. It was just so clear. I had no rebuttal. I'm okay. But like, how do I do that? I run my business off of it. I'm here for it, yes. Give me a little bit more insight. And then he lovingly reminds me, you think Instagram is your only thing. And then I remember what I do and what I teach other people to do. I have a robust, healthy email list and a podcast that has thousands of listeners. And I have an incredible roster of past clients and students and other platforms besides Instagram. So I'm thinking, okay, he's not just making me jump ship. I can do this. And I'll get into, again, how I've been able to build those things to allow myself to do this. And so this full peace came over me again. And that was it. I'm going to walk you through and then other reasons that came up on why. So number one, God. God gave me the clear directive. And so once I began to unpack it, so I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm going to do a sabbatical. Let me lift under the hood now and really see why your will for me in this season is to get off of Instagram and kind of what my feelings are about it. What was the reasoning that I was wrestling with getting off of Instagram in the first place? Because if I'm going to make a decision, I want to understand why I'm making it and my role in it. And so that's what I'm going to go over right now is those things. And I pray that these maybe awaken something within you and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've been feeling that too. I just haven't been able to put the words to it. I always love when I see a video or hear someone say something that just puts the words to what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling. All right, so the conviction about legacy. That's like the really, once I lift up the hood and thought, what has been my subconscious wrestle with Instagram enough to come to this place of, Lord, what do you want me to do? So the conviction about legacy. I was really beginning to think, like in the future, if my kids want to see the work that I've done in the past, that I do, and kind of just be able to, in this virtual world, see what I've done. I'm like, hey kid, go to Instagram and just scroll for hours. Can you imagine by the time my children are of that age, it would just be like hours of scrolling. And like, what am I looking for? Like, what are the themes of these videos? And then they're on the videos and they're 30-second clips, educating, awareness, all great stuff, but lacking depth. And I realized that my life's work is in communication. My life's work is on the internet. And of course, I do in-person work and events and consulting and in the flesh and one-on-one. But when it comes to how I educate the one-to-many, how I teach, that's just been getting lost in a feed, in a bottomless pit feed, and in lacking, like substance. And so I realized that I want my kids to be able to go on a platform and really clearly see the work I've done and maybe be inspired by it, maybe want to continue it, whatever it is, whatever God's plan is for them. But I realized I wasn't leaving a legacy of my work on Instagram, and that YouTube is a platform to be able to do that. And I laugh because I'm thinking God has been, of course, nudging me to get on YouTube for about 2 years. One day I'll do the math one day if I look back in a journal. Oh my goodness. And so when I had that moment, that was just so convicting for me. I want to be able to leave my life's work on a platform that is accessible, that is viewable, that's more than 30 seconds, more than 1 minute, and for people to really be able to learn. I am a teacher. God has gifted me with the ability to communicate and to share my voice and to activate people and to guide them. And that can't happen in 30 seconds. Yes, people then pay me for that type of support, whether it's in my programs, one-on-one coaching, but my free stuff, I want to be able to give it in more than 30 seconds. Like anyone else, I want to just give it. And that couldn't happen on Instagram. So that realization hit really hard. I felt called to create something that lasts. Just kind of more of my notes too. Instagram felt fleeting, kind of fast, temporary. YouTube, it's searchable, it's timeless, it's legacy building. I want to have my life's work to live somewhere where it can be found, where it can be valued and not just consumed. People go on Instagram to just consume. And honestly, they're not going on there to like really learn and receive rich value. They're going on there to consume and then get some nuggets of value enough to then hopefully download someone's opt-in or go tune to their podcast and get more and then buy from them, right? That's something I teach my clients, to build that relationship, to build those funnels. So when they create the content's intention is to plant that seed, to position them as the expert, as the authority in what they do, where they then convert them into paying clients. And so I wanted to get out of this just consumption feed that I have been in for 12 years. So that one was a huge one for me. The next one is depth over dopamine. And I've kind of seeded this one as well. Culture, right? Not a hate on Instagram, but the culture of Instagram is very much of quick hits, validation. I heard it one time on another YouTube channel that Instagram is like toilet bowl viewing. And then YouTube is caviar. So people are just scrolling on Instagram, YouTube. People are on here watching this, right? You're on here watching this. You press play knowing this video is more than 30 seconds and you're here because you want to learn, and you're probably either sitting back watching it, maybe walking your dog, maybe washing the dishes, working out, wherever that's at, but you intentionally sat down to receive value and not just get a quick hit of dopamine. And so I also realized the type of woman and men, God really has me beginning to work with both. I don't want to call in or attract people who want quick fixes or dopamine hits, or they're on there just to scroll and take and get. That is not my vibe at all. I'm very much a reciprocity person. And I know that the type of people that I work with crave transformation. They crave depth. And so where are those people at? They're here on YouTube. Are they on Instagram? Yes. But the ones that are like the all in, how can I hire you? How can I work with you? Hi, it's here on YouTube. And so in order to really begin to position myself in this way, I needed to make sure that I'm on a platform that allocates to that. So I want to create content that people can sit with, can sit back and just take their time chewing on it, integrating it, where they can take notes and reflect and grow. Again, I'm a teacher, so to have that ability is not on Instagram. I want to build an environment for depth over dopamine, and that doesn't happen on Instagram. And maybe you're thinking, well, Taylor, why can't you do both? Stay with me. I'm going to be sharing that with you. The last one I'll be sharing is really a personal one, like probably the most like rawest personal one. And so get ready for that one. The next thing that I noticed that was a big reason for my wrestle with this is energy stewardship here. So posting daily just to kind of stay in the feed, having things go, because that's what you do on Instagram. Consistency is key. I'm always preaching this to my clients. Consistency is key. Successful people do the things that are consistent that the majority of people do sporadically. And so that kind of consistency on a platform that did not inspire me anymore, and I could tell God was making a shift, cough, cough, 2 years, was draining energy that I knew could be used for creating real transformation, like these types of conversations. So I needed to begin to protect my peace, my focus, and my creativity. And that meant to prioritize what platform that I was going to be on. I always felt like when I got on Instagram to go post, whether it's to schedule something or post or check in on my clients' content or check DMs, it just felt like the platform was this energy suck. Like I felt it was just sucking my energy and creativity and zapping me when I would go on it, even with really fierce boundaries in place. And I'm not much of a scroll hoe person. If I am scrolling or on the Explore feed, I'm watching, funny cat videos with my husband or funny couple videos, but I've just never been one to, I used to, but thank God for boundaries. And so I'm like, wow, the fact that it's not because I'm just getting lost in a pit, but the fact that I feel like it's siphoning my energy with me just being on here, like this is a problem. And I can go into a whole spiritual rant on why I think that is, but we'll leave that for a different conversation. And those are actually the type of conversations I have over on my podcast channel, by the way, which you can see that link below, and we'll put YouTube URL right here as well. So I'll probably do a whole podcast episode on my spiritual beliefs of Instagram. I got them, let me just tell you that. So YouTube lets me pour deeply in one video. One recording, I can pour deep, like right here, I'm pouring in, and it keeps serving long after. So you might be watching this video a week after I posted it, a year after I posted it, 5 years after I posted it. And that doesn't happen on Instagram. Instagram demands to be fed daily just to be seen. And that just sounds exhausting. YouTube, I can get on here, sit down, create really high value content that I know is going to feed people for months, and I pray years to come. Instagram just doesn't do that. And the season that I'm in, I want to be really intentional with how I'm serving and how God is using me. And so that's another huge reason in stewarding my time and energy as a CEO. And my husband and I are beginning other businesses and projects as well. I've got a few other projects going on. Right now in real time, I'm writing a book. So I have some due dates to my publisher for that. So just I really got to steward my time well with what God has made my priority, even if stepping away from Instagram for a long period of time on paper looks dumb. But I don't serve a God that operates logically or on this earthly plane. I serve a God who moves mountains, who does miracles, who knows exactly who I am and the plan he has for me. And right now, stewarding my time, being able to really steward my energy is how I know God's going to continue to use me in the way that he has that planned. I no longer wanted to work for visibility, even though it's fun, I can do it, good at it. It just felt like unfun work. And I am someone who, one of my core values in my business is authenticity. And the moment I realized that my energy on there wasn't authentic, boop, nope. Can't do it. That would be completely out of alignment with who I am and the core values and what I stand for. I get so uncomfortable when I feel like I have to do something that doesn't feel authentic. I'm out. Flag up, tap me out, coach. I'm done. So that was a huge one as well. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of the business strategy behind it. Again, I'm going to do a whole nother video kind of teaching you how you can begin. I'll teach you my own flywheel of how I've been able to get my business to a place where I can logically step away from Instagram. Here's the key is I have built a really healthy, strong email list. We have an average of a 50% open rate at this point, which is incredible. Thank you, God, for such an incredible community that is hungry to learn. They know that my emails are filled with value, teaching, and resources. And so we've got that. I have built real relationships and trust through my email. We don't just do a bunch of sales emails every day. We send out probably on average eight, sometimes 10 emails a week. But within 8 to 10 of those, maybe 2 are sales emails. So I've built that trust, which means I don't have to depend on the algorithm of Instagram to reach my audience. And again, I'm gonna do a whole nother YouTube video on that, because when I realized, oh my gosh, I am so grateful I've built my business in a way that I am not ball and chained to Instagram. I have built my business in a way through an email list where I don't have to be a slave to Instagram. Hallelujah. And I love helping clients also do the same. So if they ever want to do this, they can do it and they're not tethered to a platform. Because if you're tethered to Instagram right now and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I could never just get off Instagram because I have to be on there. I have to feed the beast. I have to show up there in order to reach clients, to stay consistent, to stay relevant, whatever that is. My prayer for you is that you begin to double down on building a healthy email list, not just in random people who want free stuff. I have a resource for you that is going to help you do exactly that. This is the Lead Magnet Launch Kit. You can begin to build an incredible opt-in that goes to your email list. It'll be in the show notes as well, and you can just put the words lead magnet in the comments if you just want us to automatically send you that link too. So get going on building a healthy email list like today if you realize right now that you are chained to Instagram. Please, 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 whether you buy the kit or not, doesn't matter. But my prayer is that you begin to do something so you aren't a slave to anything. Can I get an amen there? So that's a huge thing. Through my email list, my team's going to be still updating on my stories for YouTube video drops, podcasts, etc. But I will not personally be on there. So if you've been relying on social media to connect with your audience, get the Lead Magnet Launch Kit, get yourself out of that endless pit, so to say. Okay. So the next piece that I want to talk about is spiritual noise reduction. So like I was finding that Instagram began to get really spiritually noisy, like lots of voices, lots of opinion, lots of just chaos on there. Instagram's created to have us be addicted to it. There's an incredible book. I can't think of the name now, but if I remember the name, I'll have my editor put a little screenshot, the book right here, that convicted me probably 2 years ago when the Lord was telling me to get on YouTube. And it was showing how Instagram has been built in all social media to be addictive like slot machines, like Vegas. That's it. Instagram is built to be addictive and to look like a slot machine. You pull it down, you let it go. Did I get likes? Is a new video, dopamine, buttons, this, new updates, keeping up, algorithm, feeding it, etc. And that is just something that makes me feel really uncomfortable to even continue to feed that until the Lord puts me in a position where like I know exactly why he wants me on there, and that's it. So that's his plan for it, but that won't be till 2026. So I wanted to be able to really clear the noise so I can hear really clearly what God wants to use me for in this season. And I couldn't do that. I could do that, but a lot more fuzzy after I got off Instagram. I'd be on Instagram posting, doing my thing, and it just felt so spiritually noisy that I couldn't hear what God wanted me to post or to say if I hadn't already pre-scheduled things and batched. And so that felt really out of alignment for me. So sometimes obedience looks like silence. So stepping away from the noise so I can actually discern and hear God's whisper for what he wants me to do in this season. Another piece I noticed that a reason I got off is platform ownership and long-term impact. So Instagram is like renting a space in someone else's building. YouTube and email let you own your platform. Yes, YouTube could be deleted any day and yours is gone. But when it comes to the content and how it disappears and how Instagram is run by a different company than YouTube, I want to be able to own the work that I do. And so when it comes to my email list, I own my email list. This is why I'm always harping on my clients, and I pray it comes through to you, to start building a healthy email list. How do you do that? Get the Lead Magnet Launch Kit. Okay, I'm done with that. Love you. I just care about you. And so knowing that I own my email platform, I don't own my Instagram, YouTube just is the clearest thing to be able to share my value on and my teachings. So on YouTube, content compounds in value. So every video is built on the last. So if you look back on all of my videos, you see how they continue to kind of support one another. We've got a few, I think at this point, under this feed, 5 teaching videos. I'm new here on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. And the other ones are more riff ones. But the ones after this, I'll teach more business aspects and how I'm able to do this. So that compounding value is on here, not on Instagram. So I'm doubling down on what I like to call as the river God has put me in. And this is that river, YouTube. And then when God opens a river, my job isn't to question it. It's just to flow with it. It's as simple and yet sometimes incredibly challenging as that. Again, hence 2 years later, here I am, YouTube world. Thank you for so lovingly welcoming me. Okay, so this last piece is the one that feels the most just personal, and probably a really big reason of stepping away from Instagram is revelation through a reset. It's huge. This sabbatical isn't a stop. It's not a delete. It's not a peace out Instagram, I'm over you. is this beautiful opportunity for me to just pause on that and really get clear on what God wants me to do on that platform. I am so grateful that to the best of my ability, I know my assignment, and that's why I love helping people figure out what their God-given assignment is and then build a business around that through courses and email funnels, etc. And so I know, I felt that this season, I needed to step back and just get really clear how he wants to use me, to refresh my creativity, to deepen my faith with him, and prepare for what's next. My book that I'm writing is going to be coming out in 2027. If you've ever been a published author, you write your book and then it doesn't come out for like another year and a half. And so that I feel like is a really important part of me stepping away from Instagram right now. So when I do come back on there, it really is from this place of, okay, this is why I'm on here. It felt like, why am I on here? And someone might look at my content and I'm like, I know a lot of my clients who watch this are like, Taylor, what do you mean? Like your content's good, your messaging lands, your consistency. So I teach messaging to make sure your messaging is clear, to position yourself in your God-given assignment so people can actually buy your course, and you don't have to explain what you do. So in fact, that's what I do. I was having this, what am I doing on here? Like, what do I do with my hands? I could do it. I can make it work. But it just felt like I was child's jacket that didn't fit anymore. And it felt really awkward. And so, that's like the real is I don't feel like I belong on here, but not from a place of unworthiness or comparison. It's just like, where am I? Feel like there's a different party I should be at. Comment below if you've ever had that feeling on Instagram, or comment below with that you've also been wrestling being on Instagram. I did a podcast episode over on our podcast YouTube about some different things I've realized and learned since being off of Instagram. And someone commented that they had recently just stepped away from Instagram like a few days before that video. And so I feel like there's more people that are also wrestling with Instagram. And I'd love to hear if it's you. I know a lot of my clients are also making that shift. And so I'm helping them with that transition, which is so exciting and such a fun new avenue to help women who I've helped build up their Instagram and now their email list to help them be a bridge over to YouTube. So that's been super fun. And I know that God's going to continue to bring more men and women to help them with that because I've been able to do it, so I can teach it. And so sometimes, the pruning is the promotion. It's God's process. So if God is pruning Instagram's like a branch off of me, I'm going to let him snap that branch off. And so he can continue to do what he needs to do on me. So I feel useful on Instagram. And I know that for some people that might not make sense. That's the real. That's how I felt. I felt like I wasn't being useful on there. Again, I'm a long-form content creator, and when am I going to teach someone in 30 seconds that I want to be able to transform their life? Either buy my program so I can help you or not. That's my MO. And thank goodness for YouTube, where I can pour into you totally free of charge. That lights me up. And so God is growing something new under the surface, and was a little like, oh, okay, we're deleting the app now. Like the day that I deleted it, I didn't have any doubt or any question of God at all. It was such a peace, but it was this, we're doing it? Yes, we're doing it. And the moment I hit the delete app, it was just this flood of peace and knowingness and clarity. Again, the podcast episode I did, I share a lot more about revelations I've had since being off it. I highly recommend go watching that video next. I pray it supports you. But that's what I've got on my notes. The things that, one of the biggest reasons that I got off of there, energy suck. Again, I'll do maybe a spiritual video over on the YouTube channel, creating a legacy, which is not in toilet bowl viewing. And so I want to encourage you to examine where God might be calling you to step back from, to pause or redirect your energy, Where does he want you to put your time? I'm doubling down on YouTube, and I've got my podcast and my email list. And as I mentioned, I'm starting a few other projects as well. One being with my husband, which is so exciting and has been such a request for so many years now. And so we finally have the time to do that because guess what? I'm not spending hours a week creating content, posting content. I have hours of time now to focus on this, on other businesses. And can you tell? I'm loving it. I'm thriving. People ask, do I miss Instagram? No. Do I miss my people that are on Instagram? For sure. But if they want to come hang, they can find me on YouTube. And every Sunday, I host a free Bible study as well. If you also want to just be around other women who are hungry for God, we'll put that link right here and you can see that below. But that's where I show up live. So if people want to be in live energy with me, they can be on those Bible study calls for free. So obedience will always bear more fruit than hustle. And I'm going to continue to show up, but in this new way, this new exciting way. So if you've not subscribed yet, be sure to do so. And maybe the majority of you are watching this video and you don't follow me on Instagram. You found this video. And so I pray that this supported you. I want to hear from you. Where are you at with Instagram? I'd love to hear whether you're watching this video a month, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, who knows, 5 years, Instagram doesn't exist anymore, and you're thinking, wow, that's old. That would be a trip. But I pray it supported you. I pray it spoke to you and maybe gave you a little nudge to, again, be obedient in wherever God is calling you, whether that's to get off Instagram, not anything in your life that God has been telling you to do and not do. Just please do it. Don't be like me and wait 2 years to be obedient. Do it quicker because delayed obedience is still obedience. And being disobedient to God is not the side that you want to be on. So learn from me. Do the thing that God is calling you to do. Build the business. Launch the program. Put that course that you've been sitting on out there. Start building your email list, whatever it is. Start the podcast. Write the book. I can go on and on. Just do it. Okay? Comment the word doing it, 2 words, to let me know that you heard this, okay? Because you my people. The fact that you made it to the end is a long video. You my people. So thanks for hanging with me, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.